It's the HBS Show with lesson the screen goddess. History behind success of your role model. Yeah, Oluwa lifted me higher. Oh, now they wanna eat with me. Now they wanna drink with me. Now they see me as something. But I can't forget yesterday when they saw me as nothing. No one knows tomorrow, brother. No one knows tomorrow, sister. No one knows tomorrow, mama. No one knows tomorrow, Baba. Yeah. It's the HBS Show with lesson the screen goddess. History behind success of your role model.
Welcome to the program HBS Show History Behind Success. Guess what? We are in Oyede Village in Delta State, Isoko North local government area. Actually, the house of the guest of today. Our guest is a man who has imparted so much in the lives of people. A man who God has raised to put smiles on the faces of people, especially from his community. A man who left other states and chose to invest in his own village. Who is this man? He is a man who started from the humble beginning. His story will inspire you. Who is this man? Join me as I make welcome to the program the Iyasere of Oyede Kingdom, Honorable Eta Enahoro, to the program.
It's the HBS Show with lesson the screen goddess. History behind success of your role model. So you're welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
You're looking so handsome and cute. What's the secret?
It's God's grace.
That's good. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
All right. So how was your growing up like? And tell us how you started from the humble beginning.
I won't say my growing up was too rough, but I can say it was very emotional because I'm a child that didn't grow up to meet my mother and father in marriage. So I didn't stay with my mother. I stayed with my father in the midst of 5 wives. And I'm the firstborn, the first child. And my mother was not in that marriage. So you can understand what I went through.
You have no backbone there.
In order to survive. So that I can say that was difficult, for me. But suffrage, not quite, because my father was by the standard as at that time, can be termed to be a comfortable person or a rich man.
Okay.
And so we're not lacking anything like food. We can eat very well, 3 square meal a day in the house. But what I lack is that they don't buy me Christmas clothes. They don't buy me anything other than food.
Because your mom was not there.
That's it. Nobody there to speak for me. So during Christmas, when my colleagues or friends are wearing Christmas dress, nobody gives me. So, but for me, it was a blessing because that hardened me up, and there was, over the years, I don't have anything like inferiority complex. So that which I went through early in life erased from my thought inferiority complex.
Oh, wow.
So that was how my growing up was. Even when I went to school, my father was one who believed in money. He doesn't believe in education. He will tell you, the people who are controlling Warri, Isoko, he mentioned all the names of the rich people around at that time. They are the people he used to give you example. So person is in money, he didn't go to school. So person is very rich, he didn't go to school. So if you don't want to go to school, you can go to hell. Every time I go to school, I'm going back to school, there's a chief who was very close to my father, Chief Ipori. He was a teacher.
Okay.
He was a member of my father's family. He was my father's elder relations.
Okay.
So I would cry to him to come and talk to my father to give me money to go to school. Because if my father managed to give money, he will give you what will not even last you for one day in school.
Because he doesn't believe in education.
Yes. He doesn't believe. So if you don't want to go, that's your own problem. So that I went to school was my personal.
So what really inspired you to go to school?
Yes, because I know that without education, it's like you're in darkness. Education broadens your horizon, to think far and also to understand your environment. So I believe that I needed education to be able to get out of this village, to have that confidence to go out and do things on my own. So I was very determined, to go to school, no matter what.
It wasn't really an easy one. So what really made you to humble yourself in the midst of this struggle?
Yes.
To remain focused?
Yeah, I was determined to succeed. Actually, when I finished school, I was driving my father here in the village. I was driving my father to meetings, political meetings, business, and all of that. And one day I said, no. If I continue to drive my father, it means I'm going to remain in the village here. One day before my father woke up, I took my bag, took a few things, and I ran to Warri. So I told a friend of mine who was staying with me. I told him, as if my dad come, tell him I'm going to Warri. I'm located to Warri. I want to go and hustle. I want to go and hustle myself as a young man. So that was how I left. Then when I got to Warri, there was a friend of mine whom we schooled together, Abraka. That was 1988. That's when I left here for Warri.
Okay.
And I have to squat with that my friend. Then the first job that I got was driver. So there's a guy who was into importation of outboard engines and spare parts in Warri. So he uses a Beetle, but he goes to Lagos. I drive him to Lagos. Then he bought a flight, go to Japan or wherever to go and buy spare parts. Then I'll drive back. I'll drive the car back. Stay around, take his family around and all that. So one day, I went to work. Before I came back, they said there was crisis in the compound where I was squatting with a friend. And they killed somebody. Two people were fighting and so one of the persons died. Then they set fire on the house and burned the house. So all my clothes and everything
were burnt.
Only the jeans trousers that I was wearing and a shirt that I went out with. So then I was confused. I couldn't even go to work. In the process, I lost my driver job.
Oh.
So there was no place to stay. I have to go and, squat with another of my brother. If I wash my shirt, I have to remain indoors until
it gets dry.
On the shirt will get dry. Then before I will wear it. Then a friend of mine said, I can come and do car wash every evening at Hausa Quarter in Warri, one total village station. I was there. So I joined him. We started doing that every evening. Because when the taxis...
And you were a graduate at that time?
Yes. When the taxis finish their job, every evening, all the taxis will come and wash their cars against the next day. So that one, you have to make sure you use one bucket of water to wash one taxi.
Okay.
Because if you don't maximize the water, then where you are going to fetch water is far from where you are washing the car. So we're very boastful that, we're the people who were using one bucket to shine one taxi. So I started doing that. Then I did that to a point. My father used to have one Suzuki 100 motorcycle. My father used to use before he bought his car. That was bad. So I gathered some money, came back to the village. I took the motorcycle, I repaired it, and then took it back to Warri. So I was now using that motorcycle to do hawking.
Okay.
There's a friend of ours that was a distributor for air freshener. There's one air freshener they used to call Victory Lavender. I can't forget it. Victory Lavender, you put hole on top of that, you cut the head of this thing, then you'll be pouring it. That's it in the toilet. Not that you spray, you just pour it in your toilet. So it smells good. So that was what I would go and buy a carton of it for him. Then use my motorcycle to hawk from place to place. So.
And you were still doing that car wash in the 90s?
Yes. So one day, a friend of mine was working in Beirut.
Okay.
So just as we were, gisting, talking our life story, then I was not hiding my how my house got born. This is the only dress I have,
yeah.
and everything. And I don't have a place to stay because I was squatting with my uncle's house. And I sleep in the couch like this, morning. So he said, this young man, you sound so intelligent, and because we're discussing. So he said, when I told him my own story, he said, please, feel free, come, move in here. Move in here. Listen, man, it's only me and my family, big house, this. And behold, I was happy. That was how, from nowhere, somebody, a landlord that went to his house for my friend is buying land from him.
You are favored.
That was how he brought me into his life, family, So I was now with him. Then he was doing businesses with these Oyibo people who were maintaining the refinery at that time.
Okay.
So, because of the way he liked me, he had confidence in me. Then he started sending me to the market. I would go and buy things. Then we supply to the
white people.
Yeah, the white people. And their company yard, they pay him. He will also give me money. So we're living like that. So actually, I can say that that was the beginning of my interest in
business,
personal business, because he has confidence in me to the point that I was the one now going to the market, to buy the things and go and supply, invoice. Then they'll pay him. Then when they pay him, I don't ask for money. He doesn't pay me salary, but I don't lack anything around him. So this was how we were living. So it is actually from his place I learned what the later now called the supply business.
Okay.
Oil and gas supply. So that's how we learned it. Then by this time, I've already hired my own house.
Okay.
My wife was my village girlfriend. Yes. So you can imagine when the village here, it was, then we met at 16.
Wow.
And I was 19. So we had...
That's true love.
Yes. We had she got pregnant for me at 16. Then I was 19.
Wow.
So the child was being taken care of by our
grandparents.
His own grandparents. That's our parents. So eventually, when I had that opportunity, to have my own house, my wife came to join me in Warri.
Okay.
Then my father's car, the 504 that my father was driving, then I have to maintain it. Then I took it to Warri. So that was what I was
using for your business.
I was using for running around and doing my business. Sometimes I use it for what we call lofe then. I'll carry lofe means transport. I'll carry people from PTI Junction, to Port Harcourt.
Okay.
Yes, then by the time I carry people to Port Harcourt and come back, I've made some money. So that was how. Then from there, I got registered with ExxonMobil.
Okay.
Yeah, in Eket. So we started doing, me and some of my colleagues, we started doing supplies to the oil company. So that was actually the beginning of my business struggle.
All right. So, you know, in Nigeria today, most businessmen, they like investing outside the states. Some even invest abroad and all that. They deny their state and their village. But there's this popular saying about villages that there's winch and all that. But you are a Deltan, a true Deltan. You invested in your own village and you employ so much people. So why did you invest in your village? What inspired you to do that?
Over the years, as a result of my business exposures and life in itself, I discovered that where you come from, no other person will come and develop it
Except you.
except yourself. So if I don't invest in my area, there's no other person that is going to do so. So from time, I made up my mind that I'm going to retire to my village. So if I'm going to retire there, it means I must invest there. I must do things there that will drag me back home. Then secondly, for us who are in business, we have businesses all over the place. Sometimes the nature of harassment you get being a non-indigene in those places, you don't get it when you invest in your own place. Because the youth, maybe some other place, they will come and block your company. Oh, you must do this or you must do that.
Because you are not from there.
Because you are not from there. But if you are from there and you have the company and they are working there, they are not going to come and harass you. And so that is one of the reason why I said I must invest in my place, create employment, for people. Because life is about value addition. I can tell you some of the best staff that I have were my megad.
Wow.
Yes. Some of the best staff that I have now are my megads.
How did you do that?
I have the first one that came to work for me it's called John. They are all from Kogi.
Okay.
All my domestic staff are from Kogi.
Okay.
I'm from the same family lineage.
Wow.
John came, served us for well over 8 years, and he said he wants to, as a young boy, and said he wants to go to school. And John, you want to go to school? I said, okay, I will train you. So I sent John to school. John brought James, his brother. I sent him to school. Then he graduated. When he's on holiday, he comes back to the gate.
Okay, now you're into farming, plantain farm, you're into birds, you're into fish farming. The plantain, what do you do with it? Are you exporting them or is just local produce for people to come and buy?
You said I'm into so many things. Let me give you the background of
what gave birth to
all the things you see. My core area of business is oil and gas.
Okay.
Oil and gas business, what I mean supplies, as they will say. Then I did supplies for so many years. Made money. But I discovered that when supply is not sustainable. Because the day they remove the person who you know,
Hunger.
a new person comes to that place, that person is looking for new friends.
That's true.
It will tell you that the job that you are doing is not professional. Anybody can supply me. It's not, oh, go and buy this, come and supply me, add your money. So I needed to change the business model.
Okay.
I needed to do something that don't necessarily have to show my face.
Okay.
Because supply, that should be your face. But what do I do that will even make my enemy who need a solution to a particular problem come to patronize me?
Yeah.
So that necessitated me to go into chemical manufacture. Oil can flow. The crude oil is flowing from the ground. Before you know it, one day you only see foam. The crude oil will be foaming, because that is what is in probably the formation that oil is coming from at that time. You need a chemical to move that foam. Then oil comes with water from the ground. So you need a chemical that will separate water
from the oil.
From oil. And all these things are things that are regular. As far as the oil flows, these chemicals flow with it.
In case you're just tuning in, it's this HBS Show, History Behind Success, and my guest on this program is the Iyasere of Oyede Kingdom in Isoko North local government area in Delta State. We're talking about Honorable Eta Enahoro. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
It's the HBS Show with lessons, the screen goddess. History behind success of your role model.
Have you heard of Skyward Resources Limited? Oh yes, Skyward Resources Limited, a mega distributor of Nigerian breweries, Don Alvaro Red Wine, Labana Rice, the best in Nigeria. We supply eggs and catfish in large quantities from our farm. Visit our head office, 140 Airport Road, opposite Bright Hope Junction, Ephraim, or our warehouse, number 56 Airport Road, opposite Jesus Dominion Mission, Ephraim, Delta State, Nigeria. Email mbldistributor@skywardresources.com. Call us on 080-330-68445, 081-6528-9935, 090-5303-8894, and 081-073-99051. Skyward Resources Limited delivers at your doorstep within Nigeria.
I would say, in summary, he's a very principled person, and those principles are what have guided him on his path and every decision he has made in terms of business, relation to people, religion, every single aspect of his life. He follows certain basic rules that he has impacted on us to follow that makes him the success that he is today. I would say, if you talk about finance, for instance, he doesn't spend money on anything he cannot afford 3 times over. So things like that, or he doesn't go just by someone else's advice on the situation. He goes out and checks himself to find out if it's true or not, or makes his own research and all that. So he doesn't just do things by word of mouth. Yeah, he does his own research and goes by those principles to make his decision. So, and he's someone that, based on the way we've grown up or the way he has grown up, he's learned to be able to manage the things he has. So that's what has accumulated to the success he has today. Yeah.
The truth is, in a very simple form, I would say he has a standard, and I like how he directs, in different aspects and sections of his businesses. I like how things are being done, well organized, and knowing him has added immensely to my life, Working with Skyward for 3 years now is like, you have ideas. Like when you are on your own, you begin to think and feel there are some things that you can do based on experience I've gained from here so far. It has been lovely and it has been very, very impactful. That's what I would say.
He's a God-fearing man. He's a man that has goodwill. Somebody that would advise you on a good purpose. You get somebody that you can freely approach at any given time once you have the chance to. Is somebody that is a father figure to everyone. Is a man that would take you as a daughter, as a son, as his own worker. Is a giver. Once you are in need, if you ask, if he has, he will assist you. He's somebody that will carry you along and not leave you behind. Somebody that will put 2 steps forward for you to see.
He's a man with a golden heart. A man that loves putting smile on people's faces. He's an incredible human being, in the sense that he loves seeing mostly the young ones coming up with the speed of light. He's a very caring man. He's a father indeed. He's a man of the people, of which everybody loves to be associating with him, becoming his good friend. I love working with him, and I will still love working with him.
My boss, Honorable Eta Enahoro, High Chief, has imparted a lot of life in Isoko land. He is doing that by bringing some of his company to Isoko to empower the Isoko EDG, to create jobs for them, to make life easy for them. Apart from that, he has empowered so many in terms of charity, in terms of provision of healthcare facility, paying of school fees, building of school, and equipping indigenous children. Is doing a lot. Anywhere you measure his name, Honorable Eta Enahoro, MD Skyward Resources Limited, they know what is used for, what they know it for. The charity man.
It's the HBS Show with Blessing, the Screen Goddess. History behind success of your role model.
You're welcome back. In case you're just tuning in, it is HBS Show, History Behind Success. Before that break, our guest on this program was telling us the reason why he dived into farming. And we're still talking about that. So, before the break, you were telling us the reason why you go into these different businesses.
Yeah. The idea came in 2015. Remember, 2015, when this Buhari government came in, there was a recession.
Yes.
The price of oil,
Everything went down.
The price of oil went down. At that time, I was planning to build my head office in Warri.
Okay.
So I want to build my own office, and I had a design for 5-story building as my headquarters.
Okay.
So I had the money and had a land already on the same airport road. So the recession came, and NNPC oil companies were writing us that we should come and give them discount of 30% on invoices that we already have in the system. The job I have done, I'm awaiting payment.
It's actually come and give you
30% discount. So there's trouble here. That's because the price of oil now is 30 something. When they gave us those contracts, price of oil was 100 something. So how would they pay us? So I knew that there was a problem. So I said, one day I slept over. I said, why should I go and build a headquarters? I have the money. The estimate I was giving was about $450 million, 450 million naira to build
a 5-story
headquarters. I said, but with this thing that is around the corner, it's a signal, which means somebody must diversify. If the oil continues at that level, it means there will be no business for us in the next 1 year.
The oil sector.
And that was when Buhari was telling people to go to the farm and all that. So I came to the village here and told my boys, I said, I want to buy land, I want to do farming. Let me do poultry farming. So since that is the focus of government, let me go into poultry farming. So I shared the money into two. I used one to buy the land and started building that farm which you must have visited. Then the remaining one, I went to Nigerian breweries because I wanted to trade now. I went to Nigerian breweries. I said, I need to be. I want them to make me distributors for Warri. At that time, I bought the warehouse. Those warehouses in Warri.
Airport Road.
Yeah, Airport Road. So they told me that there's no vacancy in Warri again because they have too many distributors. They're the only place they have distributors space is only.
Oh.
I said, only is my.
It's your place.
It's my place, so I don't mind. You know, I would have been afraid to say, only is a rural area. You know, how many carton of beer can you sell? You know, in Ole compared to a place like Warri. So I said, no, I didn't just bother. I said, no, please, if there's vacancy in Ole, give me. I'll do that. So when they came, they called him their own area manager. He came and said, he said when his boy told him that there's somebody in Ole that can meet up their distributorship criteria and all that, they were surprised. So when they came, I told us I'm interested. So as the guy came to my office, I gave him a draft of 200 million. He was surprised.
Now you really mean business.
Yes! He said, this guy, you mean business.
You mean business.
So that was how I started doing. immediately I bought that land and the runabout, and really runabout. I bought the land, I built that place. So the money I was supposed to use to build that head office,
Okay.
that's what I used to now establish that warehouse. Nobody saw that from that small beginning, Atoli, a rural area.
You get to this level.
Then I can go to this level. At that time, I can say I'm not even number 100 or number 300 distributor in Nigeria. But today, by God's grace, we are, in terms of ranking, I'm between number 4 and number 5 in the whole of distributor in the whole of Nigeria. So from 2015-2016, I started changing my business from contracting to trading. Because contracting became more difficult because the oil companies that were paying every 30 days or every 45 days are no longer paying as at when due. So you do a contract, then next 6 months you are chasing your money. So right now you see some big men can't even buy petrol in their car.
That's true.
And
they drive without AC.
Yes, because the company is owing them so many billions for months. So I said no. Instead of me to continue to chase contracts, let me also change to trading.
Have a plan B.
That's it. So my plan B is converting 70% of my company now is into trading, 30% is into contracting.
Okay.
So what we're doing now is we're doing more of distributive trades. The plantain you talk about, I bought that land, and the space I'm going to use for the silos was a small space. Then the other side, I said, okay, let me even do put plantain. The idea was to start producing plantain flour. So we will still do that, but because of the silos, I said, let me concentrate on the silos and finish the silos. So when the silos start running, then we can start doing the plantain flour.
Okay, so tell us about the silo.
Yeah, silo is as a result of the experiences we get from the farm.
Okay.
The farm, I use, let me say, a trailer of maize. A trailer of maize for less than 2 weeks. Let's say about 10 days. Now, because we don't have maize in this part of the country, every one of us who are into this poultry business,
yes,
from this part of the country, and even in the north, most places, we do what we call spot buying. You buy the maize when you need it. So when you buy maize today, and maybe 10,000 for example, per bag, when you are going back the next 2 weeks, it's now 12,000. You go the other week, it's now 14,000. So before the season, before they will start harvesting again, the other season, the price of maize will go sometimes double. So, and I said, okay, there is an opportunity there. You understand me? There's an opportunity, there's a gap there. It means if I have a storage and buy my maize during the harvesting season when it's cheap, it it means my cost of production the graph will be the same thing. You understand? If I have all the maize that will last me for the whole year,
yes,
if I have it
on ground
at a particular price, by the time people are buying maize for,
you are still enjoying your own.
That's it. By the time people are buying maize for 20,000, me, I'm still using my maize of 10,000. So even at that time, if I'm producing 1 million crate of egg, I will finish selling my 1 million because my price will be low before the person who is even selling 500 will sell. So this is one of the reasons why I have not upscaled my production.
Until you finish
That's it. So the silos serve two purposes. One is to control my own production cost. Two is to also sell to my colleagues.
Okay, so what actually inspired you to remain in business? You know, some persons has actually invested in different businesses.
Yes.
At the end of the day, there was nothing to show for it because of challenges and all of that. And I know that you actually witnessed some difficulties at the beginning of your business, and you still remain focused and steadfast in this business. What is the secret?
The secret is, my sister, don't have one stream of income. Don't have one source of income, because anything can happen to that source. That is what experience have told me, and over the years it has paid off. So when I went into this beer distribution and the farming, I get money from this one, I get money from here, I get money from my contracting business. Okay, if I'm getting from 1, 2, 3, 4, then if I do another one, which means if I have 10 businesses, I will have 10 different sources of income.
Yeah.
So I used to joke with my friends. I said my ambition is to have an alert on my phone every second.
Extra cash is very sweet.
That's very, very important. And it gives you confidence. It gives you, when you are getting an alert all the time, even though it's not even your profit.
Yes.
But it gives you some confidence that at least you are still alive. So waiting for alert for every 30 days is not good enough. Yes, it's good, but it's not good enough. So if you have opportunity to start doing something that will also add
to that 30 days waiting.
Yeah. So that is why you see me going into, apart from creating opportunity for other people to work, after salaries, what comes out of it, I get 200,000 or 500,000. It's money for me. After I've paid all my salaries, paid the workers, I still have 500,000. Oh, good business. So even if I have 100,000, for me it's good business, because that 100,000 I can dash it to somebody, and if that 100,000 is not coming,
you can't give it to somebody.
I can't give it to anybody. I won't have to give. So a lot of people say, but you do everything. I said, yes. I sell everything. I sell rice. You saw my rice, my warehouse. At a point last year, I was the largest stockist of rice in part of this country.
Wow.
2020, I was the largest stockist of rice in this part of the country. I had beans. I had the largest stock of beans during the COVID.
Wow.
And when COVID came, they were looking for palliatives.
Before we go, our youth today, most of them, let's say 80% of our youth want to make it big overnight, and without really waiting to be actually focused or determined in whatever thing they are doing. They just want to be like that successful man out there. They just want to be like that successful woman out there. So I need a word of advice for our today's youth.
Yeah, my advice for the youth is that there is no shortcut to success. There is none. No shortcut to success. You must, to succeed, you must work hard. To succeed, you must be upright. To succeed, you must be straightforward. To succeed, you must be humble. You must be humble. To succeed, you must serve. If you don't serve, you will not be served. You must serve. Even as people think I'm big, also, I still have organs that I serve. I still have organs. My father will tell you, be focused. He said, don't chase things that will chase you tomorrow. Just be focused, diligent, and succeed. When that people run after success, but failure, nobody wants to identify with failure. So you must strive to succeed. If you want to live a good life, you must strive. You must do everything that will make you fail. You keep it aside. That which will make you succeed. Follow that path. It could be a longer route, but that is a sustainable route. When my wife was worrying me, when I started making small money, my wife said, "Oh, let's go and buy land in Ururu." One of our friends, the husband, they just bought land for how much? 50,000. Me, I don't have 50,000. But you know what? I'll tell my wife, I say no. I said the land is too small. I tell my wife, I say where I'm going to build, where we will have a field, where my children will be playing football in the field. I was just saying that, but I meant it.
The power of the tongue.
That's it. I meant it. And that is how, miraculously, that is how it worked out. That is how it worked out. So, as I retired, I finished my house. When people come to my house, they won't believe that I'm the owner of the house. Even at that time. So those are things that have worked for me. From beginning, I've had a vision of deciding what to do or where I want to be, and I walk towards it diligently. Then make sure that I don't put my hand in any bad thing, because that will derail my vision.
That's it.
Since I went to Warri and up to this level, I've never one day been arrested or put behind counter or put in a cell one day because of anything. So I didn't want to put my hand in any bad thing. So if I see what will earn me money, I don't mind sleeping on the ground there in order for somebody to support me. When people know that you are humble You are serviceable, you good. Helps come from everywhere. Help come from everywhere. So,
all right. Thank you so much for your time on this program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. One thing I actually get from our guest today is said that honest, it is the key to a successful life. And our guest has been the Iyasere of Oyede Kingdom in Isoko North Local Government area of Delta State, talking about Honorable Eta Enahoro.
It's the HBS Show with lesson the screen goddess. History behind success of your role model.